This tutorial is part of the GTFCC online course on the identification of priority areas for multisectoral interventions for cholera elimination. This video will help you get ready to use the PAMI Excel tool. We'll show you how to access and download the PAMI Excel tool and other technical resources that you need to identify PAMIs. Then we will walk you through the data model template that you should use to format your data prior to uploading it into the PAMI Excel tool. Lastly, we will show you the PAMI Excel tool, giving you a quick overview of its structure and main features. All the material that you need to have on hand in order to identify PAMIs for cholera elimination is accessible on a dedicated web page on the GTFCC website. You can access this web page at tinyurl.com/PAMI elimination or by scanning this QR code. On this web page, you will be able to access and download in multiple languages an user guide of the PAMI Excel tool, the PAMI Excel tool, the data model template in Excel, as well as a training data set that you can use to familiarize yourself with the manipulation of the PAMI Excel tool. Make sure to download this material and follow along. Now let's look at the PAMI data model template. The data model is an Excel file that you must use as a template to format your data before uploading it into the PAMI Excel tool. It is essential to follow the data model strictly. Otherwise, the PAMI Excel tool won't be able to compute the calculations. Here is the data model template filled with fictive data. Each row is a geographic unit. The data model should be filled for all of the geographic units of the country, even if no cholera cases were reported in a given geographic unit. Each column is a variable used for identifying PAMIs. The first columns, in light gray, correspond to variables that are necessary to identify each geographic unit. Then, in dark gray, comes a variable and population figures filled with the population in each geographic unit. Next, in blue, comes a variable on the occurrence of confirmed cholera outbreaks in each geographic unit over the analysis period. Lastly, in yellow, are variables on the presence or absence of vulnerability factors in each geographic unit. Variables labeled VF2 to VF14 correspond to the generic vulnerability factors of the GTFCC indicative list of vulnerability factors. In addition, VF15 to VF18 correspond to 4 potential additional vulnerability factors that may be determined to be relevant in the country-specific context. Each vulnerability factor is recorded as yes if the factor is assessed as present in the geographic unit, no if it is assessed as absent, missing value if information on the presence or absence of the factor is missing for a geographic unit, not included if the vulnerability factor is not considered relevant in the country-specific context. Once the data model template has been filled with your data, you are all set to analyze it in the PAMI Excel tool. Now let's have a look at the PAMI Excel tool. We will quickly go through the different sheets of the tool to show you how it is structured. In this video, we will show how the tool looks like when you download it from the GTFCC website before importing any data into the tool. Watch other GTFCC tutorials to see how to import data into the tool and to go through the different outputs of the tool in more details. First is the information sheet. This is where to find summary information about how to use the PAMI Excel tool and links to additional resources for using the tool. Next comes the sheet to import your data. In the tool, this sheet is called Data Input Table. This is where to paste your data, formatted in accordance with the data model template. The next sheet outlines parameters for the calculations. In the tool, this sheet is called Factor Selection. In this sheet, you can set parameters for the calculations of the vulnerability index. In particular, you can assign weights to vulnerability factors if justified in your country-specific context, and you can select the vulnerability factors to be included in the analysis. Then comes a calculation sheet. In the tool, this sheet is called R1 Vulnerability Index Calculation. This is where all calculations for PAMI identification will be automatically performed with your data. Next is a summary sheet on the Vulnerability Index. In the tool, this sheet is called R2 Vulnerability Index Summary. This sheet provides summary statistics to be discussed at the PAMI workshop to determine an appropriate vulnerability index threshold. The next sheet provides an overview of missing data for each vulnerability factor. In the tool, this sheet is called R3 Missing Data Overview. You can use figures provided in this sheet to determine the best strategy to handle missing data for each vulnerability factor. The last sheet of the PAMI Excel tool is a summary export sheet. In the tool, this sheet is called R4 Table PAMI Export. You can use this sheet to filter, manipulate, and export the outputs of the PAMI analysis. You're ready to use the PAMI Excel tool. Make sure to download the material available online and to format your data in accordance with the data model template. Then, you will be all set.